And then I was like, I forgot. He's like, are you serious?
Do you guys have those like silencer ones?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get those. They were good.
The ones I have, it's for us, like we can share one because we have very deep voices. But if you give it to someone who has like a normal voice, like it picks it up really, really good. They just have to keep it like right close to the throat.
Oh, really?
It's like super clear.
Am I considered like a deep voice?
No.
No.
That's why I wanted to be closer to you. And the mic's on this side. Straight
I
up.
want to scream for you guys.
It's on now. That's why I wanted your Wi-Fi here. Like, can you watch the camera?
She's sick.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
You can't watch it from like somebody else's.
What do you mean?
Like you know how some people like can log into like an app and like.
Well, if I was streaming live, I could.
Oh, but you're.
I'm recording so we can edit it
Oh
later.
my god! Imagine streaming live. How dangerous.
I would.
I feel like it's dangerous because you can say the wrong shit.
Well, we're uncensored. We pretty much let people know like, hey, this is.
I got a
educational
violation
purpose.
the other day, but I was on TikTok.
I got one too yesterday. Yesterday too as well.
That's what he was saying because he put one.
You too?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, with the
one I
cousins.
posted. Yeah, my little cousins
Them
were
all
dancing.
just dancing like oh, they're like oh. You
I
can't
was
be
like,
so
they have their own
skinny.
channels. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why did I get your trash can?
We're like, what?
Just put it right there. I'll throw it away.
But I'm like, it wasn't even them. Like they weren't even dancing inappropriately. So
I got my first violation was because of nudity and body exposure.
The
And I'm-
nudity is the stomach and shit showing or what?
I'm assuming that's what it is. Because I was like,
but there wasn't even there was no
cold.
skin showing.
Yeah, it's cold. Everyone's wearing long sleeve. What are we talking about?
weird.
But I guess that's what it was. And now like, there's
And
chicks
that's
out here in
when you'll get
bikinis.
banned. And I'm like, what? It was just because I was smoking a joint on my video. It was a video of me and my best friends, the ones that we went out.
Mhm.
And we got our tattoos. Well, in the video, I posted that I have the blunt in my hand like this. And then I lit it. And my best friend was smoking it. And so was my other friend, my best friend. So they seen that and they were like, oh, I'm exposing drugs and teaching kids how to do drugs.
Dang,
I was like, why the fuck do kids on my TikTok anyways?
Right?
Well, yeah.
They got YouTube.
It should be
They
18
see,
and up only.
they see worse things on Netflix.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, with the fire this way. It's already recorded, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
Welcome to Talk to Me or Whatever. And you know our guest already, Sadie, aka Sunflower.
Hey guys.
And we are here in a disclosed location because we're not going to discuss where we're at right now. But
Area
we are,
51.
right. Places unknown. That's why. Well, right here, we got the campfire. She made me the fire keeper, so I got to keep it going.
Because I couldn't keep it going.
That's good.
It's doing well, as you can see. It's
Yeah.
doing well.
But,
You did most of the heavy lifting. He's taking care of the rest. That's good.
yeah, so...
Teamwork, I like it.
I'm going to take full credit for that because it was not me.
Well, let's say someone did it, and I'm just taking care of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, so how you been since the last time we talked? I mean, anything new?
What
Any
everybody say,
developments?
people who saw it, what they say.
Everyone was like, oh my god, like I love it. It's so you. Like you should, like what do they say? My best friend was just like, I'm so proud of you, like how far you've come. Another one was just like, yes, like everybody needs to learn like how to do it and like how much you've done and like growth and stuff. I can't remember, but it was like along those lines. Everyone just kind of had the same statements.
I remember you saying you wanted to start your own podcast. Where we at with that?
It's
Wow,
just
that's
a
good,
thought
that's good,
still.
that's good,
It's because it's one of those things like, what would I talk about? Like, I don't know, you know?
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I know I like to talk, but I guess I just don't know where to start.
I mean, we
I've
just
always-
kind of. I mean, this is like we have a cousin. Shout out to David. What's up? He wants to
We were
start
just
a
talking about that,
podcast, Yeah, and he just didn't know when to start, and he says he wants to talk about everything. I was like, just start it. Like how I started. Like I didn't have no topic. We were just talking about. First of all, it was my first podcast. Was how high were you? And we were talking about all kinds of like our stupid drug experiences and stuff like that. And
Allegedly.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, also I should say this is for educational purposes only. So if you're
We
a kid,
always miss
turn this off. I always forget to do this at the beginning of the video.
At the end of the video, we're like, oh yeah, by the way.
So I got it at the beginning this time. I got it at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, we talked about like, like I talked about my experience in the shrooms, acid, all that stuff, and like, just stupid stories that like.
Those stories. Those
Yeah,
are the best.
I mean, well, yeah, most of them are, but some of them you're like, oh man, but there was this one time where like, yeah, like, but other than that,
I live by shrooms though. Like I want everybody to try shrooms. Like,
I think it's cool because now they have the chocolates.
but don't do it in a way where like you're just wanting to like hallucinate and trip the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like for me, I used to want to do it like that. Yeah, like not recreational. I do it for like spiritual reasons. So like, I put myself through a whole fucking like ritual. Like before I take it, I'll literally like go in front of an altar or my altar and like pray over it, like do my prayers, and I'll ask like my medicine to like give me what I need to know that I'm not revealing to myself, So then I'll put myself through like this whole thing, and then I'll take it. And with every bite, like I set an intention, and literally every time I've taken it, like something has always happened. Like my first time, I healed my inner child, like literally like held her, bro. Like that story I live by forever. So I think it was like, I want to say I took probably about like 2 grams. And I was like in a really emotional day. Like I had told my ex that this is when I was coming off of like coke and everything. So I was like we were growing shrooms, and I was like, can you just give me something? And she was like, okay. So she gave me like 2 grams, and I'm crying, and I'm just like tears coming down my face, and I'm like, give me milk. So milk cures you like when you're doing like any form of like.
But that was like an inner child, like mom and shit. I want milk.
No. So when I used to do a lot of coke and stuff like that, I would drink milk if I wanted to sober up, but I didn't want to be high anymore. So milk actually sobers you up pretty much from like the goats and the nutrients and stuff that come from it. So I was like, give me milk. And she's like, this ain't gonna help you, but okay. So I'm downing milk and I'm crying. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go take a shower. So I took a shower, and the room is like obviously black, no lights on, nothing. So to go back, when I was like, I think from when I can remember, I was probably like 3 or 4. My mom was dating a guy who she was engaged to, and then he had a brother and his dad, right? All 3 of them were molesting me at the same time, but in different times. So like his dad, I remember, used to molest me when I would sit on his lap on his rocking chair. My stepfather used to do it. Like I remember one specific time, and I'll get to that. But I was the last time when I finally like put him in jail. His brother was like in my room, and he was like molesting me. And I remember waking up, and he like hid behind the door. So whatever. But the moment in that moment, right, I'm crying, I'm on my fucking knees, like crying in the shower by myself. And all these moments start flashing in front of me. Now I don't have visuals, but like, when you're on shrooms, you feel things.
Yeah.
So I felt everything, but can I imagine it? So like, one of the moments where my stepfather I remember him coming into the room, whenever, like going through the whole thing, and I grabbed her, which is me, and I held her, and I was literally just like holding her, and I'm like, it's okay, like this is never gonna happen to you again, like I'm never gonna let this happen to you again. So like after he was done like hurting me, she like didn't like she didn't hug me. I just like held her, and then she left, and I was like, bitch, like, you didn't even fucking say bye.
Yeah.
So I came outside, and I was like, I don't know, like what just happened. And my ex was like, she's more experienced than I am, like with all like acids and mushrooms and stuff. And she's like, do you believe it happened? And I'm like, well, that didn't just happen out of nowhere. Like, that was a full fucking scenario, And after that, like, we actually opened up a shroom company. So we started growing shrooms, and we were growing them in our house. And we would actually, like, put hertz on for them, like, vibrational hertz. And, like, we would sit and, like, play the music all day, and we would just, like, talk to them. And, like, oh, my God, you're so cute. So we were doing really, really good. It was called Plant Magic, and so everybody try it now. I'm like, just do it, like, but be prepared. 'Cause it's not just.
That's always the worst because you never know what they're gonna feel, but it's also like healing. But at the same time, when you want to come down that high, you have no choice. Like you're going through that experience.
Yes.
But when you come out the other end, you're not the same.
That's why I tell people, like, when you do it with people that you can trust and you'll have a good experience with. Because if you have a negative environment or you're like not feeling like a positive vibe, then you can't do it because then you have a negative experience. And it amplifies it to like a really happy mood. It's just
It's
crazy.
uncomfortable. I've never been in that, but I can just imagine it being uncomfortable.
Well,
you
how
know?
intense you had that moment? I mean, that didn't seem very comfortable. But
That was
if
just
that's
one. There's been more.
damn.
But like I said, every time it's been something great. Actually, I could say one time I just did it at the house and I was just chilling, and I was watching. He's my favorite artist. His name is Londrell. Londrell, I think. And he's actually a poet, but he makes music. So like it's put together. And he speaks about like spiritual stuff. I mean, not spiritual like in the sense like, oh, like God and stuff like that, but it's just like healing. So he talks about like, in order for you to be a sunflower, you have to look through the darkness. And like, it's okay for you to be watered in the sense like sometimes you're gonna cry, but you'll be brighter the next day, you know? And I'm like just laying there vibing the fuck out. And I started to see music.
What
And I was
the?
like, hell yeah. This is so dope.
Like, do you take the notes? Like, what do you see? With
I
your
don't
experience?
know, like
How do you know you see music?
I think you see like the vibrating frequencies, like the colors.
maybe, yeah, and I
'Cause,
can
like, you
just
don't-
feel
you
it,
don't
but
see-
see it.
People perceive music as notes, but it's a vibration. And then
It was just
you
like,
see
Because-
the
see it.
For when
it's
we
like a vibration color of rainbows. You see.
like when I experience music, I feel it. I feel the vibration, and I get the sense of like what they're trying to convey. But when you say you see music, that's synesthesia, a different sense. Taking how is that working? Like,
So
how,
like, when you're on mushrooms, obviously, like you feel everything, right? So like, I'm just laying there and feeling the music through my body, but like, seeing the music. I'm not seeing like notes, I'm not seeing color, but I'm seeing the music. I don't know how to explain.
all right, we'll stop right
It's
there.
like,
Then.
it's like a
we'll stop
different
right
vibe. It's like a vibe. Dude. Like your body senses it. Like you said, like
Well,
you feel the vibration of it, but
there. Yeah, but people are saying something like, when you hear music, like I can taste music or something like that. And it's like, what does that mean? But it's just synesthesia. But
it's
I
like a
was wondering.
different. Well, I mean, you could, like I said, on shrooms, you probably could taste the music because like
It's crazy.
it heightens all your senses. Everything is heightened to a different degree. So like, you're thinking, I'm tasting the music, but you're probably just saying the words. You know what I'm saying?
And
or
like,
like-
you're feeling like the tingles on your lips. Or
Yeah,
something.
you know what I
Like,
mean?
dude, it's like that. I'm telling
Okay,
you.
okay.
That's why I was like, oh
It's
my
a-
god, this is such a good song.
I mean, my first time doing shrooms was a bad experience, but not because of me. It was because we were with a friend, and I remember he invited us over. He wanted us to do the shrooms with him, and he was taking them. He took like I think like half an ounce by himself already, and when we got there, like he gave us the other half. So we had to split half an ounce each. But we were getting the trip, and he was already like gone.
Oh my god.
And I remember we were like sitting watching TV, and he's like, "Let's go outside." And we're like, "Well, let's go outside." We're like, all right, cool. And I remember seeing all the colors, like the rainbow, everything was super bright, super high end. And I'm like enjoying it. I'm like, dude, it's really nice outside. And then I see him going like, so he had like this really like 3-bedroom house, and he had like this really big tree in front of his house. And there's a gate and everything, and like see him going like, "Hey, come here," and we're like,
What the fuck?
"Who's he talking to? Like, who's he looking at? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, come here." And I'm like, "What are you looking at, dude?" He's like, "That girl over there." We're like, "What girl?" "That girl right there." And he's like, "Don't act like you don't see her." And he's like telling us all this stuff, and we're like, I'm like, I look at my friend, I'm like, "Dude, I only see a tree." And he's like, "I think he sees a girl at the tree." So then I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm like, who, dude? Who are you gonna go talk to? And he's like, to that girl. You're just mad because she wants to talk to me. We're like, okay. Whatever. So he walks up to the tree and he's like, yeah, what's up? And yeah, girl, we're gonna do. And I'm like, we're like looking at him. We're like, this is crazy.
But you guys weren't even like, you guys were just feeling the vibrations.
Like I was feeling good. Like I got the body high, like when you want to throw up and stuff like that. But it wasn't to the point where I was like, oh, everything's fucking weird. I'm like, okay, everything's vibing. I'm feeling good. But he was already at that level where he was like seeing shit. And then he made us chug. I remember. Oh yeah, he made us chug orange juice because it increases the high. So he was already drinking orange juice. So next thing you know, I remember he's looking at the tree and he's like, and I'm like, no way, dude. I'm like, oh, Tommy, come here, fool. Like, dude, you're kissing the tree. He's like, it's a girl, you're mad. And we're like, dude, come here. Like, he's kissing the
can't
tree.
Taste it. Like,
I don't know.
He was gone.
Like he's kissing the tree, we're seeing all kinds of scratch marks. He's going straight after this tree, and we're like, dude, he's gonna do this tree. He's gonna blow this tree right now. Like we need to get him out of here. So then we get him off, and he's like, let me go. So we take him inside, and we throw him in the bathtub, and this fool's like, the government's after us. They can hear us, and this and that. He starts tripping. And we're taking him a shower, and we're like, dude, this guy is freaking like, he's gone. He's like gone. So we like took him a shower, we threw him in his room, and we locked the door. And we're like, dude, his parents are gone for 2 days. We gotta like take care of him. The next day he gets up, and he comes outside the door, and he's like looking at us, and we're like, waking up because I think we were watching like late night TV, like South Park and like Saturday Night Live. We were on shrooms, so everything we were watching, we're like, and then so he comes out, he's like, what happened? And we tell her everything that happened, and we're like, dude, like we literally thought you were gonna like kill us and shit, because you were on some like the government's after us and they can hear us, and we're like, this fool's tripping balls, man. Like we're like, but that was like, dude, I never want to touch that shit again. But I ended up doing it later on, but like I had a better experience the second time. My first time, it scared me. Yeah, it scared me. Like I said, like he's literally looking at this tree. He's like, and I'm like, dude, stop kissing the tree. And we really had to pull him off the tree. And I'm like, dude, but yeah, shrooms you're right. You should do it like in a spirit sense, or in a quiet environment where you can chill, relax, and then like maybe microdose it.
Yeah, that's what we did. Was we sold microdosing, so we didn't sell them like in lump sums, like enjoy it for recreational. It was microdose, so like she would literally sit there and weigh them out, or like we would put them in little capsules and stuff like that, because I feel like microdosing keeps you aligned, like when you're trying to like float away and act all crazy, like it keeps you grounded, it keeps you like in the then, in the now, and so like I strongly agree with microdosing, especially for beginners.
We interviewed a buddy of ours, what's his name again? Tony, who grows his own mushrooms, and he just stands by it too. So
he microdoses all the time, though. He's a cool dude, really cool dude. He actually gave us Lion's Mane that we created.
With spaghetti, it was really good. Yeah, no meat, just the tomato sauce, the noodles, lime means in it.
I actually made it with chorizo, but it was like soy chorizo, but it picked up the flavor really good. Because they say it's like the meat, vegetarian or whatever, because it collects all the flavor or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. It was really good. And then it's like healthy for you, like helps with intestinal, protein with like bacteria and all that, and it helps.
Like a probiotic.
Yeah, it's a probiotic and it helps mental stimulation, stuff like that. Like, so, yeah, so I mean, he stands by a lot of that stuff. And then he took DMT, and I was like, dude, I want to do it.
What's DMT?
So it's dopamine,
dimethyltryptamine.
Dimethyltryptamine.
But the actual thing that makes you trip when you take shrooms, the chemical is DMT.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, they make it illegal, but your brain produces it when you sleep naturally, as well as every single plant and animal already has it in their system. What's what they believe is what causes dreams. So when you take it in like pure form, because people can extract it from plants or whatever, it's like a huge like super mega high. The way I explain it is like you've been to like the state fair, and they have that one ride where like you're sitting down and they launch you in the air really, really, really high, and they bring you back down.
Yeah.
Well, this is that intense. It's
people say they've seen other universes, they've spoken to God.
That's what I want. Like pretty much you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they come back totally different. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, this world isn't.
I want a death amazing.
Ego death. Yeah.
But I want to I want to try ayahuasca. I also want to
It's
try
similar to
the
ayahuasca.
frog poison.
Yeah. It's similar to ayahuasca. It's actually more extreme than ayahuasca.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a shorter time. But it's
I
like,
feel like I'm ready. Sometimes though, it's like, are you really ready?
how do you know when you're ready?
Yeah. I mean,
That's I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like I'm ready, but what if I'm not ready? But I feel like I am. You feel me? Like only like the creator knows if I'm ready. But I'm like, hell yeah, give it to me. I'm fucking ready to see it. But the creator's like, chill the fuck out.
because I'm gonna blow your mind.
But you brought it to my attention for a reason, so I feel
Yeah.
like that was the universe telling me you're ready. And I
Well, at
was
least you can do your research and go from there. I'm sure you can find out everything and then it'll
me,
play
I'm like, I
back.
just want to jump on everything.
I mean, like you said,
At first.
Joe Rogan's done it. A lot of big scientists have done it. They've done like universal studies on it. They're still doing studies on it to this day because people, they're like, we've gone to different dimensions. We've met different beings. You know, like,
Oh my god.
so it's
So
really crazy.
dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And how to get your hands on it? I mean,
So
for
you-
educational purposes.
Allegedly, you can. I know this guy on Force.
You can, well, you can purchase it, or you can make it yourself.
Oh,
It's
really?
it's really hard to make it yourself.
Okay, allegedly will make me talk off.
Yeah, I don't want to get taken off YouTube. That's
Sure got a
but
violation.
yeah, no.
You just don't learn, do you?
But no, like, well, my question was because I know, like, you know, you've been sober like longer than me, and like my questions, like my personal questions, like selfish questions, I want to ask, I guess. So, like, how do you handle? Well, I mean, you probably don't deal with much temptation, but I still deal with it. And I think, like, what are your tips that you can give that kind of help with that?
With temptation, because I fight it all the time. I have a lot of people in my circle who still do it. I think, and I was just telling my wife this the other day, I said, what keeps me going is that I just remember how far I've come. Like, bro, this is like the longest I've ever been sober. Like, why the fuck am I gonna go back now? Like, why did I just put in all those 4 years to, like, mess it up? Like, I'm gonna have fun, but, like, what if I don't know how to stop? What if I'm not just like, oh, one time, you know what I mean? So, like, that's literally what goes through my mind. Like, when somebody is like, do you want some? Like, I've literally had the plate pushed to me. I've had, you know, and I'm like, no. Like, do I want to? I literally just said if my wife died, that would probably be the deal breaker. But then I'm like, but that also gets me going back. So it's like, I guess I just got to, I have to remember, like, I need to be selfish for me. You know? Because nobody else is going to fight for me. Like, you're not going to tell me to go to fucking recovery. You'll just suggest it or talk shit behind my back. So it's like, I need to be my biggest fan.
I like how, like, it sounds like I didn't come this far to just come this far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just.
I'm sorry, I'm wearing my
It's okay.
Tranquilas.
Hey, but that look, he feels good. I mean, I don't think my house will burn down. That's fine.
I'm not trying to burn anybody's house down. No.
Don't touch it. Wait, here.
That was an assassination attempt. You guys saw that on camera?
Grab that in.
Why would I try to kill people? My guest. I'm not trying to kill my guest today.
You want the death? Did you not hear?
No, that's
You want the whole death?
cool.
I heard
No,
it.
but,
You're
Like,
dead.
you're just like, is that what it was?
Is that what you wanted? You happy now? That's fair.
No, but like, cause I know that like I fight it a lot. I do fight it a lot, you know. Like,
You're always gonna fight it though.
and it's crazy because I do tell a lot of people like, yeah, I'm an addict, and they're like, why do you just say it freely? I'm like, because if I don't tell you, then I'm hiding it from myself.
That's
And
literally
people don't
it.
understand it. They're like, well, that makes you look bad. Like, I understand it makes me look bad, but I would look bad in your eyes and like not.
But how good does it sound to say that you're an addict and you've been sober for however long? You know what I mean? Like, you can think of whatever the fuck you want to think about me saying I'm an addict, but instead of looking at you, hearing me, or instead of you hearing me say I'm an addict, ask me how long I haven't used. because then you're gonna be proud of me for being sober for this amount of time. So it's gonna change your whole perspective. You feel me?
Because I know,
That
like,
was huge.
my biggest thing was pills. I was really bad with pills. Like, really
Yeah.
bad with pills. And, like, I have not touched them forever.
Yeah.
And right now, like, I'm also trying to quit alcohol.
Oh yeah.
And, like, he was there, like, my brother's 50th party. Like, yeah, I went a little crazy. But the next day, I was like, yeah, I should have never done that. But, I'm like, fuck.
But
I
don't
regret
beat
it
yourself
now.
up either, because it's one of those, like, I seen this TikTok that said an addict can fuck up, right? We're always fighting a battle that nobody's ever going to understand. But if you stop at that one night and then you start over again, your count is beginning again. So don't look at what happened and the day you fucked up. Look at it as, damn, I've been sober a day. Damn, I've been sober 2 days. Fuck yeah. And then you keep looking at how many times you've been sober rather than how many times you fucked up. I fucked up 6, 7 times. But I've gone 2-year increments. This is the longest one I've been 4 years. So instead of being like, damn, I fucked up that one night when I shouldn't have fucked up that one night, but I haven't touched it since. You know, like, look at the positive side of all of that. Is you haven't touched it since that party.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Get some hearts in the chat. Like as if.
Thanks for the galaxy.
Oh shit! You get a galaxy with them?
No.
Lucky.
I've never gone live. I'm scared.
Actually, that's what my friend was telling me, to go live, and I've never gone live.
Yeah, it's because, like, for me, I just feel like there's so many people who don't know you, right? So the minute you say something like one person's okay with, another person's not going to be okay with it. So then they're going to report you, and then it's just like, I literally have to censor who the fuck I am for you. For what? Just so you can watch me? Like, bitch. That's why I don't go live.
The urge to be authentic is like just to be you, you know?
Yeah, I curse too much for that shit.
I'm sure there's curses on there.
Yeah?
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, let me smoke real quick. Hold on.
No, this is my inhaler. No, I was kidding.
I got asthma.
No, but yeah, like I noticed that it's been difficult. It's been rough. Like you said, yeah, I failed a couple times here and there, but it's like I'm like at the point where like, okay, like I don't want it. Like I don't crave it like every day. But I know sometimes I'm like, fuck, I want a fucking beer, or like, oh fuck, like I just want to fucking take some pills. I'm like, nah, I can't. Like I can't do it. And then like I realize like, okay, cool, I'm better off without it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like, okay, this is not the same mentality I had before. Like before, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you would just give in.
Yeah.
Like, now, I was literally telling, I bring up my wife a lot. I was like, babe, I'm one of those wives that just talks about their wives. Like, fuck it, I'm that bitch. Like, you know? But anyways, I'll bring up Vanessa a lot. Anyways, so, I was just telling her, I said, what the fuck are we talking about? Stony brain.
Stay sober.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's, so now, now that
It
I've
started
been,
off so good. It's just like,
and now that I've been, like, enlightened, right? And, like, I'm awake, I no longer do things and act the way I used to do. Now I analyze everything I'm doing. Like, you know, you were talking about, like, you just want to take your pills. I was just home, like, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago with my best friends, who I would run the streets with. Like, these were my bitches, you know? And in my head, I was like, before I left, I was like, just one little time, like, it won't hurt, you know? But I was like, nope, not gonna do it. So when I was there, it was offered to me. Not really offered to me, but, like, said, I have it, and it's good. And I said, yeah, good for you. You know? Like, don't fucking tell me that. But it's like, now I think about it, like, why was I going to take it for? Because I'm sad about shit that's going on in my life? Or, like, do I really want to party? But, like, what is that going to do? Like, I'm going to be up for a couple of hours and then be like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed because I want to spend time with my mom. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a constant, like, battle with myself, but I always feel like it's my higher self, the good part of me, to be be like, Mercedes, like, you don't fucking need this shit. And I'm like, it's sunflower. Like, calm the fuck down, bitch. Like, we're just trying to have fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But,
It just one time.
yeah. And she's like, no, like, look what you've been doing. So it's just like talking to myself all the time. And I literally break down everything I fucking do to the point of like drinking a beer. Am I going to a bar or am I drinking this beer because I'm sad? And I'm like, no, I'm actually happy. And I'm like, okay, and I'll drink it. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I think you'll get to a point like that because I didn't drink for 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And then I had started drinking again, and I was like, I started to break things down like that. And now I won't drink if I'm sad. I do want to because that's my coping. I would take fucking NyQuil and ZQuil at the same time of drinking a Talcam. And like, and that was just like my pleasure after work, you know, like that was my fun. That,
Before they took out the chemicals.
you know, like, but like I had to stop drinking because that was the way I coped. That now I can literally drink and be like, babe, let's fucking take shots of the Buzzball, you know.
Oh shit! That's not a shot.
But because I'm just
a shot of a bucket.
I'm just trying to have a good night with my wife, though. You know, like it's no longer sadness. It's just I'm having a good time. Like,
I think like I could do that. So now, like I'm not really trying to focus on that.
Right.
Like I said, I know it's my brother's birthday. It's 50th birthday. We had a good time. Everybody, everybody got wasted.
yeah.
And the next day, I was just like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Like not hungover, but I was just more in guilt. Like I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. It's my brother's birthday party. And I was like, I don't want to touch it no more. What do I do? And then we went to dusk. Had a couple shots, and I'm like, okay, dude, like this is. I'm not fucked up, but I'm having a good time. Everybody's having a good time. I was with him, we had a good time, and then went home, and that was it. Like, I didn't want to go keep partying and everything. I told him I ran into some friends that they were like drunk, and they're like, we're gonna go to this bar afterwards, blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, dude. I mean, even though I lied, I was like, I gotta go to work, whatever, blah blah blah.
You're watching this.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, now you know. I admit it now, and I said, but
Recovering addict.
yeah, but like it's like like I know how they party, and I'm like, you guys are gonna drink it till like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and there's no need for me to do that. Like I was like, dude, I gotta go to work. My brother's gotta go to work. I have to take him home. Blah blah blah.
But that's cool to think like the way you thought that whole process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to be like, no, I'm okay. Because the old you wouldn't have done that. The old you would have been like, fuck yeah.
Here's the
Like,
keys, dude. I'm
yeah.
cool. Like,
I gotta ride home, don't worry.
or right to someone's home.
Yeah.
But now, like, you literally were like, no, I don't want to. And that's kind of where I'm at now when it goes to that. Like, when I'm wanting to, when somebody gives it to me or somebody, like, hey, I got it. I'm like, no, go ahead. Like, you enjoy that. I can have fun drinking or I can have fun just chilling here. You know, like, hitting a little vape pen or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'm okay being high off weed. Like, nothing else. Because I'm a different person. I'm just, but it gets to that point where you're just like, I'm okay.
Yeah,
And you're already there.
I mean, I noticed you do have to cut off a lot of people that you just hang out with. And it's a big thing because people are going to be like, you think you're high and mighty. You think you're fucking better than me. It's like, it's not that I think I'm better than you. It's just you're the person that triggers me. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I understand that. And I'm trying to help you, but you're not trying to help yourself. So like, I'm staying away from you. Like, we're still friends. I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to drop everything for you, be there hand and foot, Like,
Right, and that's that growth. Like, I had to cut off a lot of people when I left Yuma. Even my motorcycle club. I was a motorcycle club for a while. Yeah, and I was also like a property of for a motorcycle club. So like, well, not property of the club, but a motorcycle club. Yeah. So I was around the set for so many years, and those people like brought out the different side of me. Like, even though I love them to death, I just knew if I stayed there though, I would stay in that environment. And then when I moved from Yuma, I was like, I can continue to speak to you guys, but it's not going to get me anywhere. Like, it's not gonna help me heal. It's gonna make me want to keep partying and doing this and going here and going that place. Like, I'm not gonna be able to figure out my fucking self if I'm constantly wanting to just do what you're doing. Because I do give in for peer pressure. Like, oh, let's go. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved to Tucson, I can say I probably, well, I talked to my two best friends, those two, and that was it. Nobody else. I had my sister there. I wasn't talking to my mom at that time. It was just me. And I had like two friends in Tucson. And I was okay with that because I knew that nobody can pull me out and convince me to act the fuck out like I didn't want to do. I had to make sure that I was okay to really be around people because I wasn't sure like if I was strong enough to say no, you know? And I didn't go back to Yuma until recently when I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. But it was crazy because I felt like I was getting tested so many times before I got to that point. Like, I had gone out with one of my homegirls, and she was like, do you want to go with me? And I was like, okay. And then she was like, want to go back to the house? And I was like, okay. And so we went back, and that was my first test. That was when the plate was handed to me. That was my first one. And I said, no. And I smoked. I lit the blunt. You know, like, I'm going to just smoke the blunt real quick. We'll play a little card game, you know? Good. That was my first test. I was like, oh, I passed, you know? Excited.
Oh, yeah.
But then my homeboy from work was like, do you know I can get some? And I was like, I sure do. So then I was like in the middle, you know? And I was like, ooh, I know where it's at. And that was my second test. But I passed. And so I felt for me, like, if I passed those two tests, I was okay to be around my friends again. And then, sure enough, I was around my friends. Of course, it was offered. And I was, but it was nice the way they did it because they were like, it was nice the way they offered it. No, they walked
Very
out.
demure. Very demure.
So, they were very considerate with it. And they came out and they were like, hey. And I was like, what's up? And they were like, is it okay if I do? And I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, do it. And they're like, well, I don't know. Like, you're just a different person. I don't want to, like, you know, disrespect you. Like, for real. And I was like,
That's love right there. That's awesome.
yeah. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, you're good. Just don't give it to me. And they were like, okay. But, like, they didn't, you know? And they literally had the respect to go to the other room. And all of them went to the other room. So that was like my test. My last one would be like, all right, like I'm cool being with all my friends, you know?
Question, how did it feel being the sober one in that environment? What was the difference you realized?
Nothing, because I was still like, I'm still me. Like, I'm going to be acting a fucking fool whether I'm sober or I'm drunk. Like, if I'm comfortable with you, I'm going to be loud as fuck. Like, I'm loud as fuck. And like, I laugh a lot, you know what I mean? So I'm always going to be the clown. So it was no difference. Like, we're still the same way. Now I feel like we just have very therapeutic conversations. Like, now we get deep into our conversations. Before, I felt like we had deep conversations, but they were like...
Still service level.
Yeah. Like, they were like, nah. They were like on a high level. Like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, we were probably talking about stupid shit. Like, you know?
Do we live on...
Or
Do
like,
people live on the moon?
fuck this bitch. And like, let's massage your tires. Like,
Oh, shit.
you know? Shit like that.
Hellraisers.
It was never like, okay, like, how are we doing, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like now it's a lot better. And I feel like I want to say that I help my friends stay sober, right? Most of them. But then I also feel like sometimes, like, I'm not, well, not that I feel, but I know I'm not here to help everybody. Like when you said, I can't help you, like, if you're not doing anything to help yourself, you don't have to help them. It's not your job. Like, when you decided, like, I don't want to do this shit anymore, who the fuck helped you? Maybe him, like, he's going to talk to you. But he wasn't the one that made the decision.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, it's
You
just
know?
difficult because like I see people say like, dude, you're different, you're changing, and like they want to be around that energy, but
Fuck them.
then they're like, oh, but just come back for a little bit, like it's cool, and I'm like, nah, dude, it's not cool, like you don't
What's cool about
understand.
it?
Yeah, like you're like, to you it's like okay, the old me came back for that one night, but then you're like, well, it was cool that one time, let's do it a second time. I'm like, it's a waste of time now. Like you know, it's, like yeah, like you said, like it's cool to connect with people and have fun with them. But then they're like, why aren't you drinking? I'm like, because I don't need to drink to have fun. Like, I realize that now. Like, I can just have fun being me. Just freestyling and just being me, you know?
Literally.
I don't know how you do that because I need to. And I'm like, look, man,
That's them.
you're putting a band-aid on a big wound and you're hoping that it's going to heal. It's not going to heal. That's not going to heal. Burn that shit, you know? And I was like you got to cauterize that freaking wound, you know? Like,
I was told you have to be uncomfortable with yourself.
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And they're like, you have to be so uncomfortable that you become comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I was like, huh? But I understood and I was like, okay. Like, I was uncomfortable for like a whole year and a half. But it was so beautiful.
Transformation.
Like, I remember going to the parks. Like, I'd get up for the mornings and make my yogurt and my tea. And then I would go to work. On my breaks, I'd go outside, smoke a little dab for educational purposes.
Allegedly.
We would do some science out on the patio. And I'd
Did
sit-
you use a magnifying glass? Yeah. She's like, yes, I did actually. She's like,
and the torch.
she's the power of the sun and the power of man.
And then, like, I would hang out with the birds and shit on my patio. And I'm like, how was your day? Not forgetting, like, I was just fucking crying at, like, 5 in the morning during a meditation.
Yeah.
So I was, like, crying over some bullshit, you know? But it was cool because it was, like, I really got deep into why I didn't like to be alone, why I didn't like to be sober. Like, I felt like when I was sober, I wasn't cool. Or I felt like if people would see, like, my goofy side, I was weird, you know? Like, I'm fucking weird. Or just, like, you know, I thought that if I didn't drink, like, I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
It was, like, stupid shit. Like, or I would be sad because I didn't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Who knows what the fuck I was doing at that time. But
Figuring it out.
I didn't have nobody to cuddle with that night. Like, I was all emotional and shit because I didn't want to be alone. Like,
Yeah.
So then I got a cat. And I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
That was my bitch now. But you like have to really feel it, and I think that's what people are really uncomfortable with.
Yeah. I think it's the loneliness sucks, but through the loneliness, like you have to dive in it, and then when you come out of it, you come out a different person.
I love being alone though. I really do.
I mean, I enjoy it. Like it's not as harmful as it once was, because you know, like you hear the voices. Like, oh, you're gonna die alone. You're not meant for this, or you're meant for whatever the voices say to people. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
People hear different things. You know what I mean? Me was like, you know, you're fucking lame. You know, you're not cool. You know, people can fucking miss you. You should be with those people because they want to have your presence. And now I'm like, they could care less.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like whatever. And I'm over here like I'm still living my life. I'm doing what I want to do. Like I'm cool.
We're like, she had asked me the other day because I have a really good friend, or my amiguis, that's what I call her. And she's like, have you talked to her? And this is something I talk to her every day, right? And I was like, no. She's like, yes, sir. And I said, I think we're just both really busy in our lives. I feel like, you know, she messaged me like I messaged her. Or like send a little gift here and there, you know? And it was so weird because I felt like the universe understood me in that moment because the next day she wrote me and she said, Amiguis, I miss you. And I was like, what the fuck? You know? But it was like that thing, like you said, they don't miss me. And in the sense, like, if they missed you, they would reach out to you. You know? And like, she missed me, so she reached out to me. But like, you don't, it works two ways. Like, if you don't have to trip and wonder, like, do they miss me? Like, you know, I should be out with my friends hanging out. Like, no. To do what? Like, the same shit you've always done? Or do you enjoy the peace right here where you don't have to stress about keeping anybody entertained? You could fucking play video games or read a book, whatever the fuck you do, you know? I don't know.
I think that's pretty much true because I mean, yeah, friends hit me up like, yo, dude, like, what's up? What you been up to? And like, oh, your foot hurt, dude. Like, you hurt your foot again? And it's like, yeah. Oh man, when you get better, we gotta go out. I'm like, yeah,
Right
sure.
away.
Cool,
Go
dude,
to
whatever.
lunch.
Yeah, I wish, but it's
I
like,
need this new place.
yeah, like, nah, dude, I'm cool. Like, but it's like, yeah, cool. I'm glad you're trying to keep tabs on me, but I'm trying to do something different now.
Yeah. And then eventually, God forbid it doesn't happen, but eventually, like, the friendship just kind of goes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think that was one thing that I learned from Buddhism. Like, you don't hold any attachments. Like, it's okay if friendships die. Like, it's okay. It's just a different chapter of our lives. That's why, and when he was like, I remember last time he was like, what does the future hold? I'm like, I don't know. Because, like, even for me, I don't, like, you know how people think forever with relationships?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think, like, this is going to be my person forever. Like, I'm going to die with you. Do I want that? Of course. But I also don't believe in, like, knowing what will happen. Like, if it's okay if our relationship doesn't last, it's just, this is a different chapter in our lives. Just like friendships, like family. We all have different versions. And, like, you had that version, your friends had that version of you, the old version of you.
Yeah.
And now you're a different person. You're going to make different friends. For some reason, all my friends now are enlightened. Not for some reason, but that's because I'm enlightened, you know?
Yeah.
So there's different...
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, exactly. And I attract recovered addicts, like, because I'm a recovered
That's
addict.
why I was saying, like, you'd be great at doing podcasts because you have that experience to share those insights. Like, what you're going through, girl, or what you're going through, dude, like, I've been there. Let me tell you my story. This is going to help you.
But that's the thing. How the fuck do I get there? Like, what am I just going to turn on the camera today and be like, let me tell you some bullshit that I went through today?
Well, first of all,
Because I don't know. Like, I'm cool talking with y'all.
you have to filter, because misery loves company, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to filter through all the crap to find your people.
That's true.
But you
'Cause,
can't.
I mean, for my podcasting, ghost hunters,
Ghost
Everything.
enthusiasts, conspiracy theorists, Wiccans, freaking
You're just everywhere.
everywhere.
I love that.
And I mean, we played games. Like, oh, what would you do, if you were like 50 feet in the water and you were right there, like, what was your first thing to do? Like, swim to shore where there's no shore, like, or, you're like, I mean, I'm just making up a question or whatever.
Oh, that gave me anxiety.
I was
No,
like,
but I'm
just
saying,
flow,
like,
flow and just let it happen. Just
but
what
I'm
can you
saying,
do?
like, and then, like, just talking to people, like, I've discovered stuff about myself, like, just, like, dang, dude, like, I never thought that, or I never think that. Like, even I've talked to flat earthers, I've talked to, like,
Do you think the world is flat around?
no.
No, but I think they do have points. If they have the measurement of the Earth, they're saying like every 13 miles you should see the curve if the planet is a sphere. And I was like, like that makes sense. They did a test of like they put a boat down a canal or a river, and they watched them. He's like, "How far are you?" "I'm at this location." That's like 20 miles away. He should be gone already if the Earth is round. And I was like, I mean, there is this incongruency,
It's-
which makes you go.
It's not that I don't believe them. It's just that it's interesting because the
At
way
the end of
people
the day, yeah.
explain it, they explain it like it's actual fact. And I don't know because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know that science exists, and I know the rotation, and like I know physics, and so I'm like, okay, so I know how
What
things.
science taught us.
Yeah, but
That
I mean,
was also what the government wanted us to know.
See?
And that's where I get so conflicted. Like, I think the world is flat, right? Like, in my mind, I'm like, the world is flat. But then I was taught to think the world was round. So I'm like, I'm a flat earther. Like, I really, truly believe, like, the water is another universe. Like, you know? Like, that's just a whole different universe that we don't know. Like, the sky is a different universe. But I also have different things in my head. Like, for me, I think that this planet is the baby planet of other universes. And
What? Like a zoo?
the aliens, because we're all aliens,
Okay.
right? And this is where we probably got the
No, we came here for it. We
We're
came
here for it. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. This is why I like
If
our
we
podcast.
lose you, it's been great.
Because when we interview people, we always
Please
tell them,
subscribe.
we
Like.
always tell people, this is so if people want to get on the podcast, we always tell people, like, look, we're there to listen. We're not here to judge people. Like, we have questions, but we ask questions as we're listening to you tell us stuff. Not because I'm trying to disprove you and be like, oh, well, you know, if you do this or this, or like, I'm not going to come and battle you with
You're like, where the
information.
fuck's your mind at?
Like, no, but that's what I'm saying. We don't come like that. We never did. And like, to me, it's better to be like that with open arms and like give people a chance to explain their side. Because someone's gonna be like, you know what, that makes sense, and then it's gonna make them think. Like, maybe I should look into this, or maybe I should, you know, like it causes curiosity.
See, I'm like a huge person in aliens. Like, when I talk about it, I always tell, like, my son knows I'm an alien. He'd be like, you're an alien? And I'm like, yeah, you're a baby alien. But I believe that, so all these universes that we have, right, that are unknown, but they're all advanced in the sense where they learned how to be peaceful with one another. They learned how not to be angry and hate and hold grudges. And they're just really, like, open and understanding and healed, right? So our planet is a baby planet, and they put us here to bring, like, inner peace and help us all love each other. But not all of us are here like aliens. Like, I'm an alien from another, you know that they call them,
Galaxy?
no. Like, we're here to heal the earth. I can't even think of the word. Yeah, and like, we come here knowing that we want to heal this earth. And like, we came here to teach them like how to be peaceful and like find love and everything. But the thing is like, until this planet discovers how to love each other, we're not going to advance. We're always going to be here rotating like dinosaurs and all that bullshit. Like, it's going to just go again. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I just like believe in like peace and love. You know, shit like that. But that's just like where my mind went one year. Like, when I really started looking into shit, I was like, bro, so I did a past life regression. And in one of my past lives, shit, that's good. I found out that I did find out that I was an alien. My name was Flebeck.
That's tight.
So my name was Flebeck. I was a man. I died alone, but I died sad. I wasn't married, but I did have 3 kids. I had like 2 boys, I think, and a girl. I was really rich, but I was sad because I was rich and I was alone. So I held on to money so tight that I didn't like enjoy being with my people, like enjoy the company, right? So that's where I take in this lifetime that like I shouldn't hold on to money so bad. And I am a bad person when it comes to money. Like, when I grab money, I'm like, I don't fucking spend it. I'm gonna go broke because I was broke growing up. I was poor. So now I hold on to money like crazy. And so when I think of like that past life where I died sad, alone and rich, I'm like, oh shit, like I need to realize like money is just here so I can live and have fun and enjoy my life. It's not here to like, I guess, survive, you know?
One of my friends, Beto Barcelona, she's been on the show a couple times too. Yeah. She came up to me at the gym actually, and you know, hey, what's up? You know, you like the Hulk? I'm like, yeah, I'm a big Hulk fan. I have Hulk tattoos, and all. You know, we got together, and then she's like, hey, I'm just gonna tell you this, like, there's like an aura on you, and she starts talking to me, and then I'm looking at her like she's crazy, and then she's telling me these things, and I was like, okay, and then they happen, and I was like, what the hell? And then she's like, yo, like, this is something, someone's something bad, someone's trying to do something bad. She's telling me, and I'm like, you know, first thing she told me came out to be true, and then she was telling me like, yo, like this, and this, blah, 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 and then she's all like, actually, I don't know how to tell you this, but we've actually served together. And I was like, I've never been in the service. She's like, no, we've served together. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, the Super Soldier Program. And I was like, never heard of it. Started doing my research, you know, it's like whenever, you know, basically what they do is they put you into different creatures, and you go out there into the galaxy and you fight different wars, like different planets.
Really?
Yes, so
The whole thing, it's huge.
as I started getting sober, I started having dreams of wars, different planets. Never knew what it meant. And one day I was like, hey, I had this dream. And she's like, oh yeah, that's the Dolphin program. Or that's this program. You're part of the Hulk program. And as I started looking into more, I was like, there's people out there that start saying like, yo, this is real, duh. And I'm like,
Like in a past life, or like in this life?
like they it's hard to explain.
I think he thinks he's contracted in this life to be used astrally.
Yeah.
Because
So,
when he
like,
dreams,
when I'm
he has
asleep-
dreams, yeah.
When I'm asleep, I think they take me, like they, you know how you kind of like just take your consciousness and throw it
Like
into the
like
body.
when they just pull your soul, like
Yeah, so like you
Consciousness.
basically like a phone. I'm a phone.
hey, I've seen. Oh shit, I just spun it. I've seen that before. So you know that movie? There's like a movie about being abducted, right? And they talk about that and how they would literally take them while they were asleep, but return them in the morning.
Yeah. I've woken up. I've had I've woken up with like a black rock right here. I've showed it to people right here. This little hole. It was literally like a black rock, and it was emitting signals. And I've waken up shoulder pain, foot pain, scars, bruised, and stuff like that.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's just been, it's crazy. To
Does
think.
it? Yeah, like I was gonna say, does it trip you out?
Yeah, it does.
That's
But,
cool though.
People.
I think if people like are watching this and they're like, y'all sound crazy,
Yeah.
but like I get you. Like that's really cool.
And people need to hear that.
Yeah.
Because people are also experiencing what he experienced too.
But I mean, like,
So just so you know, you're not alone.
yeah. I mean, she's introduced me to some people where like they told me some stuff too, and I'm just like, dude, like, I've been there. I've seen that. He had a dream where he was actually like, dude, I was in a room. He volunteered his service or freedom or whatever. He's here on Earth.
I had a dream where I was in that moment. I think I was some kind of like security guard because I see myself for aristocrats because people are having like fancy robes, but they're not humans. They're like humanoids, but they're not humans. They're like then there's multiple species. Imagine like Star Wars when they're walking down the hallway and there's different types of people, creatures and specimens and species. That's what I'm guarding. But I'm enhanced where I'm like 2 or 3 feet above everybody, so everyone is kind of like smaller to me. But everyone's in like nice, like I'm in a mall, for example, or a casino is what I said. But in this avatar that I'm in, it has a consciousness, but it's like the body is not theirs. Like an iPhone, for example. Like the iPhone, you could do all kinds of shit in it, but unless you do it or give it the order to do it,
It doesn't do it.
that's what exactly. So I'm stuck in a position where I see myself with a
And
stick.
you're watching yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you're in yourself watching yourself.
Well, not
kind of.
yeah. Like I have like a second perspective in there. Like if the thing doesn't move,
Yeah.
but my consciousness is inside of the avatar, and I could see through its eyes.
So,
That's
yeah.
what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an avatar for different. And like she's told me like they've put you in different programs. I've seen you before. Guys are like, yeah, I've seen you before. And then there's a famous one that he's been doing it for years, and his body's been totally tore up, and then basically just send him back here. And it's been crazy. I'm waking up like I have scars that I can't explain. Like all these scars that I cannot explain. Like, they're like, oh, you probably ran into the wall or to a tree or something. And I'm like, I never run into trees. Like,
You're like, I don't remember that.
yeah.
And did you get hurt in your dream?
In my dream, I'm just experiencing what the Avatar experienced. But I don't have experiences like him or they do where they're in battlefield. But I think from like a now thinking about it now is it was meant for me to tell Vero like, hey, remember you have free will here, and that's why I ended my conversation with her because it told me to remember to tell her this, and I told her that. But since then, I don't really have dreams. And whenever I had dreams,
it told you.
My wild memory, what you call sunflowers, what I call like my connection up there or somewhere else, my connection.
Like your higher, like.
Higher self.
So my mentor, right? She told me this is where I'm like, is it my higher self or is it like my ancestors or somebody, right? But no, I think it's my higher self. She wants to be straight and shit and good, but in the sense of like, is it your source, like your creator? Is it your higher source, or is it possibly like your guides?
I think that I and everyone else is connected to some kind of universal power, some kind of cosmic power. I'm not really sure.
If you listen to it.
But the thing is, one of my mentors that I listened to, they were like, how I put this? If you close your eyes, right? If I showed you a picture of a monster can, right? And if you close your eyes, you could still see the monster can. On top of that, you could even zoom in like a camera and make it bigger. You could change the colors of the can, right? So if you open your eyes again, what eyes are those? What eyes are those that you envision? You know what I mean?
Like I know.
Whose eyes were I envisioning looking at the maker?
Yeah, what you're envisioning because only these eyes see right now, but the eyes in your mind.
My first eye.
Well, the eye in your that you use your third eye or your connection, whatever you call it, that can see your past. That can see glimpses of future that you would
because people are like you're experiencing multiple dimensions, whatever, and this and that. And I'm like, but I can smell like rotten bodies. I can smell like burning. I can smell like dirt. Like you know what I mean? I was like, so like people were like, oh, well, you're getting taken, and I'm like, I sometimes I believe it. And like I told them I had a dream that someone was holding me down. This is like 2-3 years ago. They're like, we have to erase his memory. I said, we have to erase his memory.
Because you're remembering.
And I'm like, no, you don't. Let me go. And they're fighting with me. And they're like, we need to hold him down. He's too strong. And I'm like, no, like, let me go. Like, let me fight him. And so, like, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, but this never happened.
Now that you know, and you're waking up, and they don't want you to.
Well, the thing was, like I told him, I was like, I think the reason why I did a lot of drugs is because I was trying to forget. The reason why I was always like.
Because you thought they were voices.
Yeah.
And you thought they were like your mind going crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crazy too because now like I'm more awake and I'm like, dude, like this is crazy. Like I'm like, dude, I can feel people's emotions. Like not like an empath, but I'm like, okay, they're sad, they're mad, or they're angry, or they're frustrated.
But isn't that what an empath is?
Yeah, but I think more of an empath that has like full abilities of their, because I've met people that have full abilities of their powers. Like, hey, like I said, my friend Vero, she came up to me and your aura, it's calling, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
I think that's so dope that people can do that. I'm like,
and she told me, she's like, your brother's a healer. He's here to heal you. And I was like, you know what? He told me, dude, try this diet, or dude, try this, or I got this new thing. And I'm like, dude, that shit works. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. And I've always felt like, I told her, I was like, you know what? Like, I play like video games. When I play war video games, I'm at peace. Like, I'm calm because I know the chaos is what I'm used to. And I've been a security guard for my whole life. Like, I was
literally just talking about that today.
But as I'm saying, like I've been a protector. Like I hate bullies. I hate people fucking with other people. Like I want to protect my family. Like I will sacrifice myself for like anything. Like, and I'm like, dude, I've always been that person. Like I'm the first one to run in if I have to. Like I don't care. Like I don't care. Like,
I love the toxicity.
Oh my god!
Not like that. Like, what I'm saying, like,
the that was perfect. That was a great visual right there.
Actually, that's funny because the first thing that popped into my head was your TikTok. We were like, I'm a toxic guy. And we were talking about your wife. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Because I was like, I could see her actually doing that and just being like, hey, like. And her wife being like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
there's a few Mercedes in there, man. There's a few Mercedes in there.
Hey, the other day I was like, mind you, we've been together for almost 3 years. And I was like, I was looking at some picture and I said, did you send me a picture from 3 years ago when we met with hickeys on your chest? And she said, what? And I said, were you cheating on me? And she said, we weren't even together, mind you. We didn't start dating until like February 20th. This is a picture from like January. And I said, why'd you have hickeys all over yourself? She was like, are you serious? And I said, you know what? That makes me think now that I can't fucking trust you. And I came to the living room, right? I was like, came to the living room.
Don't talk to me.
I laid on the couch and she came and she said, I was on the phone with you every fucking day for like 9 hours every day. We'd fall asleep together. When did I have time? I said, I don't know.
Obviously, I can
So
see
9
you
hours,
Maytime.
but you still had another 12. I was like,
But I was thinking about it today because we
Poor
were
Vanessa,
talking
man.
about how, like, you know, like how you feel at peace when you're like with
In chaos.
war, in
Yeah.
chaos. For me, I feel like things in my life right now are so great. Like, nothing's going on. Like, yeah, unfortunately, like my family, everything going on. But like my life is great. Like my job's good. Like I'm fucking praised at work. My relationships look amazing. And I'm like, but I have that feeling of something bad's gonna happen because I feel uncomfortable when things are really great. So like when my relationship's really great, I'm like, let me find something to poke at and be like, this is what's going on because I don't know how to feel comfortable. Like I feel comfortable in chaos.
yeah.
So I
Well,
cause things
I've
for a
always
reason.
said this. I find peace in the chaos.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't like drama, but I know
But you're in it somehow. But you're not in
Yeah,
it, but
like-
you know it.
it's always happened to me. Like I've just been there.
Ow. You know what I feel it.
Yeah, like I said, like I wasn't even. I'm not even like. I've never looked for fights, but I've been like, you know, like you said, like I've been a part of the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm the first one they would call, like, yo, dude, we're gonna go fight these dudes, and like, you know, because you're down, and I'm like, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm not a soldier of the army, but I've been a soldier, you know what I mean? Like in
Yeah.
the hood and shit. So I was like, man. But like now that I'm like realizing it, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like when I do think of that stuff, I'm like, I give myself insomnia because I'm like, what if they're gonna take me today? Or like, what do they got planned for me this night? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you
So-
feel comfortable around smoking? Okay. So make sure.
I've
Sorry.
already hit it twice.
Yeah, but it didn't turn on.
Oh, by the
Oh,
way.
my
Wait, hold on. I was like, I know drinking.
like I said, I'm trying to get a job right now, so that's what I'm a big edible guy. I love edibles. But that's because I used to always work out and my body will always be sore, so I'd be doing instead of taking like ibuprofen and Tylenol and shit.
I love edibles. But I've got these ones from Detroit. It was only half, and I
Real
was
deal.
like, babe, I don't want to be high no more. I don't like this. She took a full one, and she was chilling by the river, like by the lake, whatever, in Detroit. And she said that there was this guy on a bike, and he was just riding, and she was like, oh my God, he's going to rob me. And she got
Oh my
her
God.
suitcase. She gets on her scooter.
Oh my
To
God.
go to the Airbnb. And I'm like calling her, like, baby, where are you? Like, are you okay? Like, did you land? Like, what the fuck's going on? This bitch took a shower. I think she took a shower. I don't know what happened. And she said she just passed out on the couch. And she was just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, those are dangerous.
No, I worked at a dispensary, so I know how much it takes for it to be good and stuff, functioning and such. But yeah,
I'm a lightweight.
I was gonna go with the life. The earth is alive, and the earth has seasons. Life also has seasons. So enjoy the good time, and if bad times come, it's just gonna come.
I think
Because
that's
it's
what I've noticed, because like you know, you always have higher. Like I'm actually coming out of a big low right now, and I'm coming back up, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now good shit's gonna happen.
It's cool how you can take yourself out of it, though.
Yeah, it was myself keeping myself there for a while, pushing myself down, and then eventually I'm like, dude, like I have good family, I have good friends, I have everything. Like, why am I letting one person pull me down? Like, I should.
Mm-hmm.
And like I gave him that power, and I'm like, no, you're not gonna keep it.
Yeah, it's you to own that shit, whether you want to give that to them or not. I have a problem where I like to be in low. It's weird because I'm known, right, to be sunflower, and it's weird because, like, my boss, like, this is the fucking woman that owns our whole company, is in my office, and the other day she wrote by me, and she said, "Hi, Sadie's." I said, "Hi." She said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." And she's like, "Took you too long to answer that. I hope you're okay." And I was like, "I'm just tired." But, like, in the sense that other people can tell when I'm not okay. But for me, I love to be in the low. Like, I'll be a sad girl for life. Like, I can listen to some Rod Wave and just be by myself and be like, I don't know why I'm sad, but I want to be sad.
I think I'm there with you because everybody's like, dude, why do you listen to emo? I'm like, it makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those sad songs make you happy. I'm like, dude, I went to the emo cruise and I was so happy.
But I'm happy.
And everybody's like, oh, dude, that's crazy. You know, like,
Yeah.
It's again, like, it's cool to be on the low, but it's also like, man, like, I can't stay there.
But don't let yourself get
Yeah.
stuck there. Like,
Yeah.
I did get stuck there for a bit when shit was acting wild with my family. And, like, this is dead. It was dead. It wasn't good anymore.
Dead like my soul.
But
Just like a death I want. Ego death. And
I was there for a while, like a hot minute. Like, I couldn't get out. I would cry and I would cry and cry. And then, like, one day, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I was like, okay.
How long has it been?
An hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't take
wasn't talking
forever to fuck. Well, remember I got bloopers in there. The first like 10 minutes were just bullshit. So
That's right.
it's gonna take forever to upload this bitch.
Yeah.
Well, let her finish your last thought.
Just that.
What did I say?
There you go. What you got? Remember death? Talk about death.
Oh, right. No, I was saying
Gotta
that
stay in the same house.
I was there for a minute. Like, I honestly was just, like, in my sadness. I was crying. I, like, didn't want to do anything. Like, Vanessa bought me a cat, and I was like, maybe that'll help me. It did it, right? But then one day, like, I don't even know what the hell happened, but like you said, you just got yourself out of it. Like, you were just kind of like, I need to stop. And I pulled myself out, and I was just like, now I look back, and I'm like, what the hell did I do to pull myself out of it? Like, honestly, I probably didn't do anything, but just wire my brain to be like, don't be sad. Like, be grateful, you know? So I started to make myself little flashcards at work, and like I hung them up, and it'd be like, I love myself, and like,
I think
Bullshit
the
cards
thing I had to
for
get out of it was making heartbreak music. It's pretty funny.
Do you have a creative outlet? I guess your TikTok, I guess, but like,
oh, TikTok.
do you have? Well, you make videos. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have a creative outlet? Because it's
What do you
probably
mean?
Like, I mean,
we make music and videos and
Yeah.
podcasts and.
I think I just make videos. Like, you know how sometimes, like, I'm like, amigos, you know? Like, when I just need to let shit out, that's just kind of where I go with my TikTok. Like, for a while, I was so scared because, like, my mom is on there. Like, maybe I'll say something, or I might say something, like, to get her mad or sad. Or maybe she'll be like, what the fuck, my daughter's a little crazy. But then I was just like,
You gave birth to me. You gave birth
Yeah,
to me.
she's your daughter.
she knew how crazy I was. But that's kind of like my outlet, I guess. I used to use Snapchat, but then I felt like everybody used Snapchat, and then I think that takes me back to when I would use Snapchat as the way I would vent. You know, when I look at those Snapchats now, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Fuck? So I think TikTok, I would say, is my creative outlet.
Well, it's funny to see the songs I made when I was like low, and then the songs that I'm making now. And it's funny because literally I made one today because I couldn't sleep. It's on me, whatever, and I made a song. And my brother's like, that's actually kind of poppy. Like, you know? And I was laughing. I was like, yeah, dude, like, you can actually dance to this one. Like,
You made 2 songs today.
yeah. So I mean, it's a crazy way to see it.
It's cool.
You know?
I like to paint too.
I wish I could paint.
You got me stick
can
figure.
though, I feel like.
Well, I guess it doesn't look right to me. Like the idea I have in my head, image, and then when I put my pen to paper, I'm like, this looks nothing like that. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, and it took too much damn time. As opposed to making songs that we can make a song or a video like that, like we'll just sit down and push play, record. That's it. So I think it's a lot longer. It takes longer. What the fuck? It's falling apart.
It's like your way of just letting things.
Showing my Aztec warriors over here, grabbing the wood like that.
The other one fell.
Sorry.
That one, it's not hot anymore. It's there.
But imagine like a whole podcast. I was telling Vanessa, I was like, I think I'm gonna start one.
Ah,
It's not hot.
That's what I told you.
I was lying. That's how you know though.
Are you okay?
You burn yourself. Lick it.
You want some mustard?
Mustard?
He has never heard of that.
The way we looked at her, we're
Oh my
like,
God.
what? Do you have hot dogs?
Are you hungry?
Yeah,
Oh, like,
you
that's
hungry?
good.
This
You want me to
friend
eat
is
my
a
fingers,
chef,
Dave?
and she said that when you burn yourself, you put mustard on it, and it gets rid of it, and it works.
They told me Vaseline works.
Yeah, mustard. I don't know. She was a chef, and so she'd be like, I burn myself all the time in the kitchen. She's like, put mustard on it. I was like, mustard? I looked like y'all did, and I said, the fuck? But no, now every time I burn myself, I'm like, where's the mustard? It's always on my fucking arms.
Do you still use the foot cramp? Like standing up when you get a cramp?
No, but you know what I do get? My
What?
fucking thumb. And Chelsea's not around to pop my fucking thumb.
Oh yeah.
I have a trigger thumb. And like, she would pop my thumb, like. So it gets stuck. But anyway, so it was off subject. My
I
That's
do
why we
it
make
on
this
the whole
podcast.
You know
time.
what? Every time I get a cramp in my leg, I jump up and I start walking because I
That's what
remember
I was
you.
talking about.
Oh, you said
You
my
would-
foot cramp. You said my foot cramp. What do you mean my foot? That was my leg,
Oh,
like
okay.
half.
I thought it was your foot.
When I like Vanessa, the other day she got one. I think it was when we were in Puerto Peñasco, and I said, start walking. So she got up and was walking around. That shit fucking hurts, bro. But it works. Because then I'll be like, oh. I did it one night, and then the next day I had to wear heels. If I wouldn't have, I would not have been wear heels. And it worked.
Well, I think we'll end it right there, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast again. This was fun. Thank you for inviting us to
And the
this
fire.
undisclosed question of a location. It's all
Area
right.
51.
Hey.
Bye, guys. Peace.
Later. Thank you guys for watching.
See?
That's awesome.
That was a long one.
It went by so fast. Like,
Yeah.
that's why like, it's so much fun.
I want to hear about these aliens though, for us.
The alien?
Yes.